quick?
Yeah. Cool. So we're not looking to vomit him to death. We're looking to stamp him out, which we already have done. And we're just going to bleed him the fuck out. Same as Raptor. Exactly same game plan.
What's your bleed at?
My bleed just starts healing, so it's low, but it's not the worst thing ever.
Oh, maybe my bleed just started healing as well. Oh yeah, he's low now.
And he vomited again. Perfect. That's 2 vomits. He's locked. Yep, he's vomited again.
Oh. Yeah, he did. We drain a percentage of his stamina every time he vomits too, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
It stays where it was. I mean, he's at fucking 0, pretty much.
What's he doing?
Yeah, just play safe and just get headshots whenever you can. Or we just raw damage and bleed him out to death.
I'm also gonna get my thing up really quick. Buy a bit. Are they running? Nope. Okay. Nice took. Is he out now? That's what I'm wondering. Nope. How did that not hit you?
No idea. I think he vomited. Yeah, I got him to vomit. I didn't. I was thinking he was about time for a vomit.
You're so lucky.
I mean, I was counting in my head. I just counted wrong. I thought I already counted 45. Is it 40 seconds or 45 seconds?
It's 40 seconds.
It's 40 seconds. Cool. Yeah. So he should have vomited from that first bite, but he didn't. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just bite again.
Maybe he's still high enough hunger. You know?
6? They got a fucking player thing there. 6.
Whoa! That was fast!
Nice, and he's dead.
Come on, buddy. Don't you fucking corpse card.
Yep. And now we just move away. Let me. Perfect.
So what you guys just saw right there was me and Jay taking down one of the stegos in a group of 2. We did actually end up killing the second stego with a random Cerado that appeared, and then that random Cerado killed us because the stegosaurus sat down and gave up, and it was disrespectful for us to kill the stegosaurus when it was giving up the fight. So he killed us, which, as you may have heard in some of the videos, is why we now have a brand new meme on the channel, which is, "Okay, Buster, I'm going to have to maul you to death for that one," which is the direct quote from the Ceratosaurus in question. I've forgotten his name, so we cannot, I don't know, I can't just be like, you guys, if you ever see this guy, just type in "Okay, Buster" to everything he says and see what happens. I can't do that. It would be funny, yes. It might also be a little bit toxic. As you guys know, I need to stop being as toxic. Teabagging is bad. So, let's go into this Cerado idea here. If we look at the new stamina changes, right? As everyone knows, because we've been harking on about it over and over and over and over and over again. At least in the videos that I've recorded. Maybe not the ones that I've uploaded. So this is weird. I keep making more videos while not uploading the previous ones. So I'm trying to upload less videos per week. Either ways. If you drop below 75% stamina, you need to Z-walk to get that last little bit back up to 75%, and then you can start trotting. If you drop below 50%, you need to stand. If you drop below 25%, you have to sit. So, where does this all come in? I was trying to do a test. Unfortunately, the testing server is down, so I'm going to have to make my own testing server, which I'll let you guys know about when it's made. We tried to see how much locked stamina can we take away from a dinosaur by vomiting them. Right, so as you see that as the dinosaur vomits, and it has full stamina, it begins to lose that. It loses that little portion of stamina, right? Which means that Cerado can actually force you into a situation where you have less stamina than you need. It can drop you below that 75% threshold. It seems to be that it makes you lose 15% stamina per vomit. So you need 2 vomits to get them below 75%, 4 vomits to get them below 50, right? And then it'll be 6 vomits to get them below 25%. I think that's the maximum that you get them below. I think 20% is pretty much the max, I think. I'm not sure, because we weren't able to do the test because the little juvie stego kept healing off the bile quick enough, and the Cerado wasn't able to deal enough bile damage per hit. While yes, we could have done it with charge bites, which is what we tried to do, it just does too much damage versus the juvie. But we thought maybe with 2 juvies, and no, it just doesn't work, unfortunately. But the theory is there. So what is the theory? The theory is, the way that bleed timers work, is that the lower your food, the lower your water, and the lower your stamina. Health is also a factor, but we don't know the percentages of health that actually affect. We do know, for example, if you drop below like 40% health, then you take, an extra maybe like 20% bleed damage, but we don't know all of the parameters. And also, the lower your bleed gets, actually, the more bleed you take. So it's a whole thing that goes into it. But Cerrado can force these conditions. Dinosaurs like raptors need to basically endure the fights longer than you until your stats begin to drop, and then they can kill you. Which is why a pack of raptors versus a solo stego is such a bad fight for the stego, assuming it doesn't abuse terrain, right? Because the raptors can just keep taking it in turns to go eat AI and then come back, or drink and then come back. You see? There's always stuff like that. With Cerrado, as I keep saying, it can force it. So here's the idea for Cerrado, of why Cerrado might actually get rather good very, 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 very quickly. Which is, especially as for diets, you want to have all of your diets to give you the 100% growth buff, and growth is longer. Cerrados can be very, very good at killing sub-stegos, because you can completely remove their diets, so they're basically not growing, so that's not a factor. You've now kept that stego at sub. You could even leave, and then come back, and then vomit it again. So it just can't gain diets. So I think it's like 5 minutes you can't gain diets after being vomited by the Cerrado. So you can just keep this going. And eventually, slowly but surely, you will eventually vomit out the stego until all of its diets are gone, until its hunger and its water are ridiculously low, and you will slowly just start bleeding it out. Furthermore, if you can bait a couple of swings from the stego, you can consistently, each vomit, get it below that 25% threshold. So if it is around 15%, it could be 20, I'm not sure. We'll have a look more into it when we have the testing server. But let's say, for example, it is 15%. Then that means to get a stego below the 25% threshold for an adult stego, because an adult stego is 5% per swing, you'd need to bait out 3 swings and then vomit it. You see? Which is going to be pretty damn hard to do. All things considered. It's pretty hard to do. But the reward is brilliant. Because you can just start stacking bleeds onto the stego that last ages. And with the bleed lasting forever, you have time to actually just wait out for your next vomit. You just let them bleed while your vomit recharges. And you can just keep them in this state. And when they vomit, you can get more bites, which means the amount of bleed the Cerrado can keep outputting just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And as I said before, when we were looking at bleed values for Raptor and Dino, during the testing, I felt as though Cerrado was doing more bleed than it used to. I genuinely do believe Cerrado now does more bleed than it used to do. I'm always convinced. So there's always that to basically go into. So what I can do is when the server is back up, I can look back at the Cerrado video I made ages ago, which was looking into the theory of Cerrado becoming a good bleeder. When we were fighting Tenos, I was doing fights with Haru, and we looked at whether or not I could kill Haru with bleed before I kill him with damage, right? Even though you could argue, yes, it would have been easier to just damage him to death, I wanted to see if the bleed could do it. And the bleed does do it. The issue is that because you're killing them with bleed, and you're not really worrying about vomiting them, the Tano has the stamina just run away, and which is what Haru did. He crossed the river and just ran away during the fight that he basically would have died of bleed if he kept fighting. So there's always that to note. But for dinosaurs like Stego, it becomes far more interesting. The Stego cannot afford to swim away. The Cerrado can do ult bites in water, and the Cerrado ult bite is hitting like 300 damage when you're hitting a headshot. So you can just swim in front of the Stego and just start ult biting it in the face, 300 damage each shot, right? While another Cerrado is just biting it from behind. So you can actually do a load of damage, you know? But I'm very, very excited for this. Because it could, especially with the stamina changes, makes it far easier for Cerrado to fight against Stego. Because eventually, the Stego is going to run out of tail swings. It's going to. Furthermore, you will notice in fighting Stegos yourself, when the Stego drops below 50% stamina, consistently, when it drops below 50% stamina, they start to double think their swings. They start to play safe with their swings and taking hits, when what they should have been doing from the start of the fight was playing safe with their swings, right? But the thing is, most Stegos at the beginning of a fight will just spam out their tail swing and then realize, oh, I'm not regenerating stamina because I'm below 50%. I need to stand. And then they stand. And then they're too afraid to swing because they want to be able to walk, so they won't swing. unless of course you make it really, really beautiful bait for them to swing. So you can abuse this as well. You know, there's a lot of like strategy that can go into it. You could almost argue this is player psychology, but I don't really want to make it sound more grandiose than it is. It's just noticing something that players do, really. So I would basically put forth the idea to you guys. If you guys are interested in this Serato strategy, give it a go against Stegos. Get maybe like 3-4 Seratos together, right? Because we killed a pretty big sub Stego with 2 Seratos, and then we killed the adult right after because he was body camping, right? So we just pushed him off and then killed him because he just kept going after us, right? So there you go. So it can be done with 2, but we need the third Serato's help to really be confident to do it. So I'm going to guess 3 Seratos would probably be the amount that you really, really need to do it against versus a solo Stego, right? So that's my idea. Go out and try it out, and I'll be posting another video where I see whether or not, you know, the numbers actually work out. So until then, get to grinding, lads. Let's see if we can make a brand new Serato strat in real time.